episode of Y&T and Friends Vinyl Talk. I'm Brian Foster, your host, and today we're going to start another episode on a Y&T album. This will be part one. We'll show off the vinyl variants throughout the world for this particular album. And then part two after this will be a deep dive into the album and tracks, and I have a special guest lined up for that. So today's album from Y&T is actually when they were called Yesterday and Today, and this is their debut album on London Records. This was released somewhere between the end of September and December of 1976. Not a whole lot of vinyl to show for this, so this will not be a long episode. But I do have, there was one single that was released in the US, one in Japan, and then a few different vinyl variants in the US and Canada. So let's dive right into this, shall we? So like I said, the London released one single for this in the US, and that was for the song Alcohol. So this is a promotional copy in the blue London sleeve. So side one is a mono, and then side two, stereo. So you can see it says promotional copy there, has that star underneath. So there are different variants here that have that star in different placement. I'll talk about that, and then some more credits listed on the side for that variant. So I will put those in the up in the episode for you guys to take a look at. You can also look at it on my Facebook page, Y&T Vinyl Reference, which I'll have the link below for you to take a look at. So there were two other variants on this white label promo. Again, like I said, there's one that has the extra wording, and then one where the star is on the opposite side. So from there, they had another promo, but it wasn't a white label. It was this kind of sun and grassy hill with the bridge. I guess they call that the bridge label. So this is also a promotional copy. And again, you can see mono. This one says promotional copy not for sale. That star is on the top over there. And then the other side, you have the stereo and for alcohol. So I always find it kind of interesting that the one single was the only song that Leonard Hayes ever sang on a Yesterday and Today or Y&T album. But I think they thought that was a catchy kind of bar song that people would sing along to. But this single never charted, so did not do very well. All right, and then we have the stock copy for that single on the same label, little different sleeve there for London. So there's side one. So this is stereo, and this is actually backed with 25 hours a day, which for most of us Y&T fans, the first time we heard 25 hours a day was the live version on Open Fire. Hindsight, maybe 25 hours a day would have been the single to release. But that was backed off on this one. One more 45 to talk about, and this was from Japan. This particular one here is very tough to find. And when you do find it, it is rather expensive right now. So, like the Japan ones, is just a cover sheet here. Then on the back, the lyrics, both in Japanese and in English. Uh, has this particular sleeve, and this is on a yellow London Records label. So there's side one, alcohol, and then instead of 25 hours a day, this one is backed with Earthshaker. Actually, I should say, since it is technically Earthshaker, it's backed with alcohol. So, all right, so that will do it for the 45s. Again, there's the two promotional ones that I don't have copies yet of, but am pursuing. So we start with the LPs, and of course, we start with promotional copies. So it's got the promotional sticker up there. This one actually has Dave's autograph on it. I actually got this from him in 2019 when I did the sound check with him in Vegas. You got the back cover there. So very, very 70s bell bottoms, right? With Dave, the flying V, which you don't see very often. Not his signature Les Paul. The inner sleeve, picture of the band. I think Joey Alves looks like Frank Zappa there. But it's still just funny seeing Dave with a flying V. And then you've got the lyrics for get that tune in there. Little glare. The lyrics for the songs, and then you can see, let's see, at the top of up there it says PS 677, which is the catalog number for this album. Oh, so the record itself is on the blue London label. You got side one, side two, and on the bottom there, if it'll come in, see there. So, whoop, drop the album. So it says SAHS 1690 BW. So the only reason that's important is there's some variations on that that are coming up. All right. So again, promotional copies. So with that, there's always going to be a stock copy. So this is going to be the same. The cover, inner sleeve are all exactly the same. So I'm not going to bother showing all that again. But again, it's got the same numbers on the bottom. The SAHS 1690 BW. And we'll drop this one. So, one of the label variants on this one, and usually, again, these label variants usually come by where they were pressed. So if you look on the bottom of this label, it just says SAHS 1690W. So a little different than the last one. And then there is one more US variant. So again, that W is for a particular pressing plant. And this one, this label is a little faded. I don't know how well that's going to show. Probably not very well at all. But you can trust me when I say on the bottom there, it says SAHS 1690 and then TH, which I believe stands for Terre Haute, um, which is where one of the, pressing plant was in Terre Haute, Indiana. All right, so that takes care of the US. So we got the promo and then the three label variants for the stock copies with that. Not a huge worldwide release for this album on London Records, but they did release it in Canada. It's the same number, so I won't show that. And you'll see the big difference is it's on a red London label instead of the blue for the US. Same catalog number, PS 677. All right. And then we have a couple of Japanese versions. So you've got the red obi there, yesterday and today. I always keep meaning to put this in a translator, see exactly what it all says. And you got the back. Back strip has some other London albums that were released in Japan. This that same picture that was on the inner sleeve. Then if you open it up, got the logo there. You've got all the lyrics in Japanese. And then on the back side, just like the US and Canadian inner sleeves, you've got the US lyrics, English lyrics. Like most albums back in the day, the promos were white label. So there's a side there, and you can see up there by the stereo, that Japanese writing usually says not for sale. And there you got side two. So of course, then we're going to have the Japanese stock copy. So everything's the same. Inserts are the same. Just the label that's going to change. Um, and this is the London Blue label. But you can tell it's a little different than the US version. So it's full frequency stereophonic sound. So stereophonic is definitely a 70s term. There's side two. And up until a year ago, that was it. However, Sun King Records did a re-release of this debut album. You can see Sun King at the top there, and actually made it a gatefold. So they basically took the inner sleeve and then made that into a gatefold. So there's no the other inner sleeve is just a clear inner sleeve. So I'm not exactly sure what the source material was for this album. It was licensed from Spread Eagle Productions. Um, I know in an interview years back, Dave did say that the tapes for the London records, he believes are still out there, the original master tapes. Those were not part of the fire, the universal fire that destroyed most of Y&T's masters. Um, so it'd be interesting to find out exactly what if they had the original masters or a backup copy. This does sound pretty good. So it's a custom label for this as well. So again, they took that other photo and put that on the label. That's side two. And again, this is a 2024 release. All right, so that is it. Not as much as some of the past albums that we've done on there. Again, just the 245 singles that I'm missing, the white label promotional copies of Alcohol that have the extra credits on one, and then the star is in a different location on the other. So again, you can see all these on my Facebook page, Y&T Vinyl Reference Guide. So check that out. Also, be on the lookout for part two of this episode, as a special guest and I will dive deep into all the tracks on this album, and then we will probably show all the other ways, all the other physical media that this debut album is on, 8 tracks, cassettes, and so forth. So, all right. So please hit like and subscribe below. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you'd like to see in the future as far as different albums that haven't been done yet. We will eventually get to them all, but if there's one that you're particularly curious about or would like to see, leave me a comment and maybe we can move that up the list. So for that, thank you for watching. You guys have a great day. We'll see you soon.